What's up, everybody? Marvel's What If returned for its final season, and we got to see a new Avengers team. Before we get into my review, make sure to subscribe so you're not missing out on any of these reviews for the show over the next 8 days. Now let's get into the episode. The third and final season started off with What If the Hulk fought the Mech Avengers. We got a couple of scenes with some old school animation to display this universe's history, and I thought it was a nice touch on the episode. I was also just excited to see, and I say this lightly, loosely, Jon Favreau's Avengers movie. Now, what I mean by that, and we're going to deviate a bit from the review here, but I believe I'm remembering this correctly. Favreau had an early idea for the Hulk to be the villain in Avengers, but then Joss Whedon came on and they saw Tom Hiddleston as Loki and things changed. It was kind of an updated version of that concept. But anyway, we get into things as Banner tries to eliminate his grand friend, and that spawns a new apex predator, another gamma monster. I thought it looked cool, but the size of both the apex and all of his spawns, if you want to call them that, felt super inconsistent. We also don't get to see them take down the world, at least not fully. We jump a decade and then we deal with the aftermath, which it kind of left me at this point in the episode like, well, shit, this episode ain't going to be long enough for this story. However, that time jump ended up doing wonders for the episode, as I felt it really turned around once we were into the future. I really enjoyed the duo of Sam and Monica Rambeau in this scenario, but that also got off to a shaky start itself. It took a second for them to click, but it was still a pretty impressive jumpstart for their team up, and really this entire Avengers team, as I do hope the Russo brothers keep this in mind when crafting Avengers Doomsday. We just need a solid team in the MCU. The good thing, as far as that's concerned, is although we're in this new saga that is yet to feature an Avengers movie, we still have a decent amount of the OG Infinity Saga guys and Avengers in the picture. One of those is Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, which this episode was, of course, all about, and I enjoyed this alternate Bruce Banner and Sam Wilson friendship. In this universe, Bruce is Sam's best friend. He's his guy. Sam's the one who passes him at the Washington Monument, not the other way around, but with Cap in there instead of Bruce, calling back to Winter Soldier, and developing a strong bond between these two just like that. But I liked Hulk's side of this story even more than I enjoyed that friendship, and it was boosted by some great voice work by Mark Ruffalo. Bruce carries his heavy burden around, always afraid of turning into the monster that even his friends have come to fear. At the same time, Sam blames himself for seeing Hulk as a monster and essentially making the world what it is post Gamma War. Bruce carries this heavy burden around, always afraid of turning into the monster that even his friends have come to fear. At the same time, Sam blames himself for seeing Hulk as a monster and essentially making the world what it is post Gamma War. That culminates in Banner's attempted murder of his second side, which is one of Mark Ruffalo's best MCU scenes to date. The episode closes with the Avengers taking on the Gamma Monsters for a second time, but without their own here. They go full Power Rangers, which I shamelessly love this as I grew up with the Mighty Morphin show. Then David Harbour just stands out in this final stretch, and truly all of his scenes as Red Guardian, he's just got such a perfect voice and such a sense for when to hit these mid-fight one-liners in comic book projects. It's truly a blessing that we've got him both as Red Guardian here in the MCU and as Frankenstein over in James Gunn's DCU. Anyway, Bruce Banner returns for this final fight, and he comes back inside of the nuke he had in that plane. He's going to turn himself into the Hulk once again so he can take down the Apex Predator, but it's not just Hulk we get, it's Hulkzilla. This was absolutely ridiculous, but for whatever reason, since it's in animation here in What If, it just didn't make me want to turn it off. Like, I don't think this concept would have worked in live action, but it did here. And I only say that because with a few tweaks, this would have made a great Avengers movie for whatever our new team looks like in the multiverse saga. Like, if you change a few heroes and tweak the story just a bit, I think you got a banger Avengers movie on your hands, but I digress. At the end of the day, this turned into a pretty good episode after what I thought was a very shaky start. Like the first 10 minutes or so, tough, but after that, they did a good job establishing this team on the fly and doing so to a point where, at least a little bit, I care about what happens in the fight. And so that'll do it for my review of the first episode of the final season of What If. They pretty much made what if we did the original Avengers plan for the original Avengers movie in Phase 4 or 5? At least that's the vibe I got. But let me know what you thought about the first episode down in the comments below and make sure you have a great day.